game got me trained, they call me the hustle man. Hustle man. Game got me trained, they call me the hustle man. The game got me trained, they call me the hustle man. Got me trained, they call me the hustle man. Game got me trained, they call me the hustle man. The game got me trained, they call me the hustle man. They call me the hustle man. They call me the hustle man.
Game got me trained, I'm the hustle man.
Game got me trained.
Game got me trained, I'm the hustle man.
Game got me trained, they call me the hustle man.
Kinda young Joe, cause I got rubber band banks. The hustle man show gon' make you knuckleheads think. Y'all niggas quit, but hustle man can't. Y'all niggas broke, but hustle man ain't. Cause I'm a go-getter, go-getter.
Game got me trained, they call me the hustle man.
Today on the Hustle Man Show, we are here with my homie Byrd, man.
Yep.
What's been good with your partner?
Everything, man.
Everything, man. I've been hearing some new music, man. Tell me what all you got going on for us, the music.
Alright, well, first off, I just dropped a mixtape in March called My Word, 2 discs, 32 tracks worth of hip-hop and poetry. Next, I'm working on an album. I can't say no date on nothing there right now, but I have my first single from that to be released this summer. So pay attention, because it's going to be everywhere.
Okay, and now you heard my boy correctly now when he said poetry. This ain't no, you know what I'm saying, I grew up and I started writing poetry. This man really does this. You know what I'm saying? So, and he still do it to this day. But, you know, that's not the same cliche. I started off writing poetry. What made you get into poetry, and even when you got into rapping, you still wanted to do poetry?
Well, what first started off with poetry was just like as a release therapy thing, and I used to write poems for girls that I was with.
Wow.
So, you know, they liked it a lot, and I kind of like downplayed it like it was just something sweet that I was trying to do for them or whatever. But I guess when I took it more seriously, when I wrote something that was pertaining to myself and how it made me feel after I did that, and then when I began performing it, how it made others relate and feel about it, you know, it kind of made me want to continue writing and doing the same thing with my music to make others relate and feel what I'm saying with everything that I have to say from my thoughts, my opinions, and points of view. So
okay. Well, we're gonna get a little background, man. Tell the people where you from and how you came up and some of your musical influences. Like, who did you listen to coming up?
Well, that's kind of hard to say. I guess, well, for my background, I started off, I grew up in Valdosta, Georgia. I grew up as a Muslim, so that started by the time I was 9. So a lot of things that I feel like a lot of other kids was allowed to do, I wasn't. I was more into the teachings, reading, anything that was more like literature. Like, I was like really into that, and then working. So with my father or whatnot. So we started off selling newspapers, and then he started doing his fish stand business. So I had to help out with that a lot. So a lot of my childhood was wrapped around school, reading, and working for the most part. But him himself started off with Jam Pony DJs or whatnot. He used to do everything with them. So I would say it always started off with that first, because as far back as I can remember, I always remember hearing music like through them with the things that they did. But through that, from 9 years old to I'd say about like, so I was probably like 16 or so, that's mainly what my life consisted of: literature, school, and work. So as far as like listening to a lot of music, I wasn't allowed to listen to a lot of things or whatnot. If it was like the clean versions. One of my first albums that I bought was the Hot Boys, the Guerrilla Warfare. So it started off there, but some of my favorite artists over time that I have grown to love or whatever at that point in time started off with Juvenile, went to T.I., people like Wayne, and then up to this modern days, people like Cole, Kendrick Lamar, who else can I think of? Pretty much right off the bat I can think of right now. This is like the major ones that I really look out for every time they have something.
Okay. Alright. Well, we see you been coming to the A lately, man. Tell us about what you got going on in the A, man. You coming up here doing shows or whatever. Sound like it might be a move in the works. The way you been coming up here, man. Can you speak on that?
Might as well move up here. I feel like I'm up here more than I am home sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's from everything, man. Shows, network, business. I'm just trying to really get myself out there and out of where I'm from and what I know. And if you're serious about your stuff, you want to get outside of just people you already know and get it to people you don't know, into the hands of people that can really help you and get it out there further. So that's what I'm all about. And all these shows and everything that I do, it helped me meet and network with a lot of people that do things on different levels. You know, like you got some people that flex or whatever, that they don't do nothing at all like that. They just say it. Or some people just about talk, or some people be on a bigger level than what you think from how you look at them or whatnot. But just talking and networking, and one thing leads to another. So it just keep me coming back.
Okay. Now, being from Valdosta myself, I know the mentality of a lot of the folks down there. I made a post about it on Facebook today too. I was like, you know, don't let them folk tell you that people are the same everywhere you go. Because especially black people, we got a lot going on up here. Now, I only been up here for a year, so I can't just say, yeah, I'm an ATLian now. You know, I still rep Valdosta. But coming from a place where, just to be 100, black folks ain't doing too good. You know, it's some doing good, some got businesses that might be flourishing a little bit, but for the most part, you don't see brothers driving Rolls Royces. You don't see sisters driving Porsches. You don't see families together living good, not worrying about how they gonna pay the light bill. So when I came up here and seen all these black folk doing good, it motivated me, and maybe some of that rubbing off on you too, being around that type of stuff.
Most definitely. Just yesterday we seen a CLS 500 whatnot, black and gold. Man, that thing was so nasty. I don't know what bruh do. I don't know. But just to have a car like that and how decked out it was, though, like that right there is like that's influence for real. But yeah, where we from, I kind of feel like a lot of people settle sometimes. Like you get to a certain standpoint, and a lot of people glorify that, and it's good because you doing better than what you started off as. But you can go so much further. Like you just can't stop there, and it looks good to other people from where we from, because a lot of people don't do a lot of things like that. So they look at it, they glorify it, and I feel like people settle. And a lot of us, you do one or two things: is you do better than what you was taught, or you could take that same route. So I feel like a lot of people just take that same route, the easy route, instead of trying to do something better that's going to consist of a lot of hard work and dedication. And I don't think a lot of people just really want to do that, and they just give up. I don't think a lot of people just show people either, like, how hard it is to work on your dream and really go for it. Like, it's not a lot of us that have really made it out and have done that, and then the few that have, they don't say nothing about Valdosta. So you don't know where they came from, or they rep other cities, so you just don't know. And I feel like people don't have that influence. So, and I feel like that's why a lot of people settle for that.
Yeah, that's true, man. Now, I always ask this question to different people I interview, because the state of hip-hop, man, I grew up, I got into it a little earlier than you. My first CD was The Chronic, you know, The Chronic and Doggy Style and all that.
That was one of the few first albums I bought too.
Yeah, I had it on tape, but the music from the 90s was, I can't even front and said I listened to it in the 80s, because I was a kid. My mom had church music playing, you know. But in the 90s, I got into it and it made me want to rap and all that. But now, I don't know what these guys be saying, but I still give them their props, because they getting money and they doing it without killing nobody or robbing nobody. So at the end of the day, you know, we still appreciate them. But what would you consider the state of hip-hop today? Is it in a good space to you? Is it not so good? Is it on the come up? What you think about the state of hip-hop right now?
This is how I feel about it. What's being exploited to us in the media, not so good. It's like, it's so mediocre. Like, it's like the same things, like it's repetitive over and over. We keep hearing the same stuff, but that's mass media that's giving us this stuff. It's still good music out there, and I can't even just blame the media to say that they not the ones promoting it. We as the people aren't promoting it either, because we know it, we hear it, we run across it, but we don't talk about it. So therefore it kind of sits on like the bottom, like, you know, it's underground, like nobody really hears it like that as a mass or whatnot, but it's there. So I wouldn't say like hip hop is dead. It's just, it's being drowned in a sense. You know, they drowning us by not letting us hear that and giving us this dumb stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying, just really everything is just so dumbed down, and it's cool. We need songs like that for certain particular places. Like when you go to the club, it's cool to hear that. It's certain J. Cole songs or whatnot, I can't really hear that in the club. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just wouldn't vibe the same. Like me, myself, I fuck with it. Like, you know, I vibe to it about the same. But, you know, as a mass, though, that's not the right song to play for the mass. So we do need songs like that for that place. But when it comes down to as a whole of what music really is, that's not music. And I just don't like when people just try and say like that's just the hottest thing out there and like that's just it, because it's not. Like it's so much other things out there to talk about. So many other people that's doing things that we don't even hear about because we don't talk about it. So
okay. Now we gonna go into another realm, man. We've been on the music, but I like to go outside the box sometime, man. You know, the unfortunate incident that happened in Orlando. It's been a lot of theories with that, man, and you were reading, man, so I'm gonna see what you think. A lot of people don't think that many folks really got shot. They think it's all a facade, but I'm wondering, is it a facade? If it is a facade, what is it for? Usually it's a reason. So have you thought about that or converse with anybody about that?
Yeah, it's been brought up a lot lately. I think if it is a facade, it's like it could be something pertaining to our rights. You know, it could be, you know, scaring the people to make them feel more protective when the government says, okay, we need to do this. And then it make people fall in line with it with no questions at all, without saying, okay, well, why should we do that? They'll just fall in line with it. I'm not sure if it was fake set up or not. One of my main questions at first was just like, how did he get that many guns and that much ammo in the club? But then I seen somebody else post a video where they was able to show like how much he was able to pack and what he had, and you couldn't just see it from looking at him.
Skinny jeans.
Yeah, but my thing is like most clubs you go to, they pat you down, right? Yeah. So do they not do that at that club? Which I know in some places, and when they know somebody that's familiar, they don't pat certain people down or whatever. That could be the scenario with that too. I don't know. Like, but I mean, I don't think that they should just. They don't have to exploit to us every single person that was injured and killed in that. They don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Some families don't want that to be known. You know, that's their privacy or whatnot. We don't have to know that. But I really can't tell either way it go. Like, it make you really think, like, for a person to get in there with that much ammo to do that much damage, that it is a setup and it's something bigger than what we know as of right now. But, you know, it's a real hate crime for sure, but it's kind of like it's still panning out, you know? We just don't know. It's like right now we can call 9/11 bullshit from everything we know about it. That's bullshit. But for this, it could be bullshit too. But, you know, it still got more time to pan out to see, like, what is and what's not.
Okay, yeah. I don't know about that situation, man. I'm trying not to be that much of a conspiracy theorist, but sometimes it do be deeper things behind. But I see some people think everything is a conspiracy behind it with the gorilla thing, you know, and it's like it's definitely possible because people do it with their music sometimes. Like some people, like back in the day, used to spark off a beef just to sell records. Yeah. And you know how hard it was to sell records like at that era or whatnot. So people would do things like that. Those people didn't have problems for real. Yeah. They just did it to sell music and get more attention, and it worked. So who's to say that they can't do the same thing with something like that? So that's why I say I'm just like, you know, it's 50-50. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It could go either way. I just ain't got enough facts to just sit here and tell people like that's what it is. So I don't know. Nah, the whole world done changed, man. Everybody on social media, like you just showed me something new on Snapchat that I didn't know. You know, I'm still learning Snapchat, y'all. But when I was coming up trying to do the music thing, everything was hands on. It wasn't no email. It wasn't no. We was making physical copies of the CDs, handing it to the DJ, and getting out there and networking hands on. Like you couldn't hit somebody up on Twitter and Facebook. So in your era, you know, I ain't that much older than you. Well, I am, but not. I ain't just no old man.
Yeah.
But how has social media affected, in your case, the networking game?
It has made it a lot easier for people to get on. I'm talking about just with one song, and that's it. It's great. It's kind of like a cheat code, because sometimes it make you wonder, like, you know, how did that happen for you, you know, like, but, you know, nothing happens overnight. Even for those people, it may seem like an overnight success to people. Like, they probably had that song in their deck probably like 2 years, 3 years. I mean, you just never know. And they just ran across the right person, put it in the right hands, or they was able to show them the right things to really get it out there in the mass. So, you know, it's definitely a big help. It's very easy because you can reach people worldwide now with everything that we got on the internet. So many apps, so many websites, like so much that can just really help you out. So, opposed to back then with selling stuff out of your trunk, or going to people personally, really out there on foot and hustling or whatnot. Opposed to that, it's a lot easier because you can get it out there faster and you can reach your target markets now instead of trying to find the target market. Yeah. So,
what you think about the whole streaming thing, man? Do you like that avenue with, you know, getting paid off of streaming now? And, you know, it takes so many streams to amount to a sale or whatever, but these people back to going double platinum and stuff again from that. So is that a good thing? Because I don't know what the paper look like on it. I don't know what they really get paid for streaming, but I know it's not a whole lot, I don't think.
Yeah, it's not, but when you saying like somebody as big as Drake, when your streams, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like that money adds up. I think it's great though for them. I mean, it's like even me myself as a new artist coming into this and just trying to see now how everything's gonna work out for me. But it's great because, like I said, it was at one point in time record sales went down. Like a lot of people aren't buying albums and CDs out of stores like that. So you have to find another way. Like what's popping for people to really to turn to back to buying stuff or whatever. So the streams help out a lot because a lot of people just sit on their laptops or their phones or whatever and they play stuff all day. So if I can get paid off of that, then hell yeah, it's great. You know, and it's not like it's charging people a lot of money though neither at the same time, especially now that we got like where you can subscribe to people like iTunes and Tidal and Spotify and whatnot, and you can get all this music for you in your eyes. It's free in a sense, like you got a good deal, which it is a good deal. And it also helps the artists too, because most of their money that they get is from shows. So and that's kind of like, it's sad, like opposed to back then, you'll make a lot more money from record sales than shows. So now they got to depend on show money before record money. If I put out a CD, it's like I'm doing it for nothing. And I feel like that's why people put out a lot of singles, because they get more money off of that. And shows. So
yeah. I was talking to my homeboy the other day, and I said, man, if I was still rapping, I'd sign a crazy deal. I'd tell Puff, you know what I'm saying? If Puff wanted to sign me, say, man, I want all your publishing, but you get to keep all your concert money, all your endorsements. Ain't no 360 going on over here. And we gonna promote you and all that stuff. I want all your publishing. My homeboy thought I was crazy. I say, man, I'd give Puff the publishing straight up, at least for one album. I'd give him the publishing. Nobody would do. That's me being crazy. But I really would, because he might be finna bank, and maybe in the future you don't get no residuals off of it or whatever. But shoot, Puff gonna put me in a position. He gonna take my income 1,000 times more. I know Bad Boy ain't really got a lot of new artists right now. French holding it down, but I was just naming a name, and actually Puff looking for artists. Would you be willing to sign to a label at this time? Like if Puff came to you, maybe not with a crazy deal like that, but if the numbers was right, man, would you be willing to do that, or you kind of want to rock independent?
It's still kind of early for me to say. I would rather, the way I'm seeing a lot of people working and doing everything, I would rather be independent. I could work with a deal from somebody if it's not put me in a position to really take a lot from me like that. Because I'm very personal about my work. I really don't want nobody hands and all in the mix of my publishing and my copyrights and my music that I feel so personal about. Yeah. But like you said with that, like if it was just like a one-time deal, like a one album thing, whatnot, depending on how good you are in the business that you know, you could really help yourself out more if you want to take that risk. You know, it's definitely a risk. If you want to put out one album with them, whether in your mind you think it's garbage and the people feel like it was just like the one, you know what I'm saying? You can do it again, you know? And once you're doing that one album deal with them, you can move on to something else. You got the money now, just don't spend your money stupid is what I suggest. Just put that back into your music and do more, because now your name is out there. What else you going to do after that?
Absolutely. You say you wouldn't be willing to sign, what if the numbers like is right though?
It's like you can't focus on the numbers alone. Like I said, I'm very personal about my music, and so I take it very personal, man. Like I love my stuff so much. I don't want to just put it in the hands of just anybody who don't see the same vision that I got and want to help me further that, you know. Like, so I just can't put that in anybody's hands. So I'm not really just in it for just the money, you know. The money is a plus, most definitely, because this is a job. So I need to get paid, you know, in order to live or whatnot. So I definitely need that. But I don't need millions and millions of dollars to dictate should I be with this person or should I just stay doing what I was doing. Because if I got a large fan base and I'm making good money and I'm comfortable with the money that I'm making so far, and I know I can do more with myself, by myself or whatnot, then I will continue to do that versus trying to take all those millions of dollars and they'll just water down my shit, you know, or everything that I try and do, I can't do it without their permission. I don't like that. I'm really bad at like taking direction from people. Like I don't like to be told what to do a lot of times, especially when I feel so personal about something. Like I can listen to what people say and take your direction when I need that direction and everything, but if it's something personal that I feel like I really want to do and I have to get this done and I feel like I need this, I'm gonna do it with or without you, you know. And that's just why I stand there with it. And I couldn't stand if I had a certain song that I feel like, same thing with the poetry, if I made a song that was kind of like a poem would be in song, and I feel like it just help a lot of people, like say for instance for the Club Post situation or just anything that happens amongst us, like Black Lives Matter situation and stuff like that. If I can't put that song out because of under y'all, because y'all think that it will cause too much of an uproar and this and that or whatever, just probably put up to like, fuck y'all then. I don't need to be with y'all because I feel like that's the right thing to do. Like I feel passionate about it, so that's what I want to do. And if I feel like I can reach out to the people, that's what I want to do because I feel the type of way about it too. So I want to talk about it. Don't hush me. Like I don't want to do that. So, you know, if it's not gonna be that type of deal, you can offer millions of dollars and still take my vision and we can go further with this. And everything that I'm trying to do, you pretty much like as a partner with me to help me, by all means, most definitely. If not, I stay doing everything by myself.
Well, I see you passionate about the music, man. We don't have that no more. Like, I started kind of liking Kodak Black a little more because I heard the lady on XXL talking about how passionate he was. He came in there, he put his music on, he was professional, believe it or not. Like, you can't always judge a book by its cover. And I've checked out some of his music. It's pretty good. You know, it ain't what I'm used to, but he talking about he's storytelling a little bit though. And I kind of like that. I can actually understand what he's saying, and he telling a story, and that's where I come from. I feel like that's what it's all about. To me, it's not necessarily the topic that dictates whether your stuff is right or wrong. It's like, are you true to yourself and telling your story, you know? And your story, believe it or not, is millions of people that can relate to it, regardless of where you came from. Like, be proud of where you came from and how you grew up, because there's so many other people that's like you. But a lot of people feel self-conscious about themselves because they don't know that there's people out there just like them. Like, it's people that's rich and famous, people that do music that grew up just like you, but they don't know. It's just like, it's glorified for a lot of people to feel like it's good to be from the hood, and it's okay because if that's how you grew up, that's fine. But everybody didn't grow up that way. But it's people who grew up like
Tiger, for instance, I heard he grew up in the valley or whatnot. But you talk about all this hood stuff or whatever. It's just like, man, what the hell? Like, talk about the valley. Like, you know, I can't name an artist right now that's from the valley that talks about the valley. Besides, like, some artists that already made it from where they was from that has visited there and talk about the girls and the drugs and the things that they do. That's it. But if you from there, you went to school there and all this, tell me about it. Like, I want to know. Like, you know. But that's what makes people feel self-conscious and feel little about themselves, because we don't, well, I'm not going to say we, but most artists, and it's not really their responsibility to do so, but I think ultimately it kind of is unsaid. We don't make people feel good about themselves and who they are. A lot of artists don't. And it's just like, it makes you feel like if you're not doing this and that, you ain't that cool at the end of the day. And that's not true. If you from the hood, you grew up with the struggle and all that, by all means, talk about it, because people out there grew up just like you, they gonna feel it. If you went all the way through school as an honor student, went through college and probably got like a medical degree or something like that, talk about it. Music is your passion, so happens, but you also went to school too. That's okay. But that don't, you know, to me, it don't take away from what you know, because still at the same time, he was an honor student, got a med degree or whatnot, but he grew up in the hood too. He don't sell dope. He never did. You ain't got to talk about that. You never did it. Maybe your cousin did, you know, a little something about it. I mean, you can say from your perspective what you seen happen to your cousin and what he had to do and go through, instead of just trying to glorify like you did that and you went through it. And you don't have to do all that, man, because like the ultimate saying, real recognize real. And I feel like when people hear you talk and the things you say and how you say it, you can tell. You can. Because some people say the same thing over and over. I can't tell like if you really did that or not. You know what I'm saying? Like people like T.I., it's stamped, it's certified. He been saying this since day one and still say it to this day. So a person like that, whether I knew him personally or not, you can tell he's done these things before. Like the rap sheet tells you from day one up to this day. It tells you he's been saying it for the longest or whatnot. It just so happened things in his predicament got brought to light where we was actually able to see it. But he been saying it since day one. Other people, it's too mediocre. There's too many things that said that the last person done already said, and it don't sound like your story. It's just like, you know, 36 O's and all that. I mean, I could tell you about all that stuff, but I ain't so dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I can say it just because I don't heard it so much, and that's not my lifestyle. I wasn't, you know, didn't grow up that way or whatnot. So I've seen stuff like that from people closest to me, but you know, that's their life, that's their story. I mean, I know things about it too, but that's their life from their story or whatnot. I can only say it from my perspective, what I've seen them do and things that happened over time or whatnot. But that's not me. So, but I feel like that's the truest thing you can do is just talk about your story, be real to yourself, no matter where you came from, how it was, because that's what make people like really flock to you, because it's so real.
Now, a lot of rappers, entertainers, they get into other businesses. They doing the alcohol, cologne, clothes, whatever. You got your merch. You know what I'm saying? Right here, you know, got your merch going. I don't do too good with hats. I got a big head, but we gonna rock with it, you know. But how important is that with building your brand too? I mean, is it something that everybody should try to get into? Is it oversaturated? Is it, you know, because music is fickle. Like one minute you hot and you booming, and the next minute that might slow down, because a lot of entertainers that music ain't really popping right now, but they got these side hustles going. And they even some of them selling real estate. You know that you think they fell off, but they doing other things. Have you ever considered doing something other than music? After music or during music?
Most definitely, man. You got to keep that income coming. You can't just stay stable, man, and stagnant. Like, you got to keep so many ways of income and coming, like, because you are now a business. Like, McDonald's, for instance, they don't just sell hamburgers. You know, they dibble and dabble in other stuff or whatnot. So, you yourself as an artist have to. You know, whether people know that you behind that or not, that doesn't matter. It's just, you have to just get other ways of income, you know, because the music stops one day. You're not gonna be hot no more. Some people don't want to listen to you, or you might just hit this writer's block for like the longest span, you know. And then it's hard for somebody to be gone for so long and then try and come back, because people not really gravitating to you like they did before. Music changed since then, so most definitely, man, you gotta have another source of income. And then as a growing artist, like, you need merchandise because you have a fan base that will be proud to wear that for you. And like we spoke about before, that's like they're a walking billboard for you. So people who don't know nothing about you, they seeing you do this and do that, that gains interest to you, to now they go look you up and start paying more attention to you, because you more than just an artist right now. They see other things coming about from you, so they more intrigued, and you get a lot more fans that way, you know. So
True.
You have to, man. You got to do something more than just the music. If you are just an artist alone and that's it, I feel like you might not last too long. 'Cause, you know, you only got like you limited yourself, so therefore your career will be limited. So, you know, like I said, you can be hot for a good 5 years or whatnot, and then that's all you got. And then what do you do? Like,
Gotcha.
yeah. So where you gonna go from there? Like, do you have anything else to fall back on? Hopefully you didn't spend all your money, you know. So, or hopefully so many people ain't in your pockets where they taking your money, so you left with nothing. Cause that right there that's like the shittiest thing I feel like that happens to people, bro. Like, you was hot for so long, but you was not making no money like that. Everybody else had their hands in your pocket, and by the end of the day, after all these tours, these shows, and everything, the fame, you was left with nothing. But a bad drug habit, probably.
That's something to think about, for real.
So
at the end of the day, you got some good memories.
Yeah, but that's it. And everybody else got those memories too.
Yeah.
And I always go back, and I remember when he did this song or whatever. Like, it's still amazing to them, but you at home. Like, Frank Ocean made this song called Crack Rock about a dude, same scenario.
Yeah.
Was hot for so long and everything like that, and then eventually now he find himself in a crack house or whatnot. It's just like, damn, like, that's fucked up. Like,
that's reality.
It is.
That's reality.
Like the movie with Frankie Lyman, Why Do Fools Fall in Love? Another prime example of like how that shit can just happen, and it's crazy. And I hate to see anybody go through that, because me myself can't understand how you hit this height and then you go back down, like where you came from, harder than where you came from actually. So it's just like, I can't see that, man. I see growth. Like, if I was here, I want to get there next year, the year after that, the year after that. And when I get there, I still want to go further. It's no way in hell I should come back down. Like, it's not going to happen. That I refuse.
I think it happens to people because they get up and go up and go up, and they building more friends, they buying more, they doing more, and then when that money ain't coming in like it was, friends go away, girlfriend, wives, kids probably don't even eat broke. I don't want it. Daddy broke, leave him alone, you know, and all that stuff puts you in a depression because you no longer can pay that $50,000 a month to maintain a house.
Yeah.
You know, they go out here and buy a $20 million house and forget that it's $50,000 a month to maintain it, and they go broke and have to sell it and all that stuff, put them in depression. Start using drugs, and next thing you know, it's over with. We seen that happen to a lot of careers, and you know, after that, they just all you left with is a drug habit because you done lost everything else. That drug habit, a little harder to kick though. Yeah, you might keep that,
and then it makes it worse because people are now dealing with depression, so that drug habit now increases.
Yeah.
So even though you losing money from other reasons, you now spending more money on that drug habit because of your depression. Yeah. And that's just helping you go down even faster. Yeah. Like, whether you know it or not. It is, next thing you know, you at rock bottom. Yeah, completely.
Sad, man. Well, I hate to ask this question right after we talking about drug habits. But is there anything that we haven't discussed that you want the people to know about Byrd? A little insight with you? Anything else? Because we going to close it on out and give out your social network information and stuff. But anything else you want to tell the people in closing?
Well, in closing, I want to say, look out for big things coming soon. Like, this next projects that I got coming up, man, I'm I'm really hoping and praying and wishing on everything that God has blessed me with, that it actually fluctuates and takes me to that next level where I really want to be at. All I need is the support from people, and to help bring back what a lot of people say that they missing, because people say it in secret and in whispers or whatnot. Just help bring that back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just don't be afraid to talk about what feels good to you and the things that you know. Like, I encourage everybody to be themselves. I don't care how cool people think you may be, or how lame people think you may be. Embrace that 100% and be just that. So
yeah. Do you got a favorite song? Cause we haven't touched on the music that much. The time ticking. Well, do you have a favorite song on the album that you want to play over and over again? And if you do, why?
It's multiple songs on there that I do, but I think the two songs, it's the last two songs on the mixtape, Dreaming and Love Me Now, are like the two biggest songs to me, and it's very heartfelt. And it's because Dreaming, when I wrote that song, I was not in a position nowhere near some of the things that I was saying in that song, and it's like everything I said in that song I have brought into fruition now. And it's like, it's amazing to go back and look at that, and it's like everything I said, I've been making it happen more over time. It was little stuff back then, but it happened more over time, and it's so heartfelt because it's very personal to me or whatnot. It's very personal or whatnot. It means everything. And then the Love Me Now, it's kind of like one of those songs that's like, don't wait till a person like dies or until they get rich to want to glorify them and say like, oh, I know that person and this and that. Like, no, you should do that when that person went just on the same level as you are. Like, I don't care if we work the same 9 to 5. If you believe in what I do, that's what matters. You know, that's what it is. And then when you see me working and hit that goal, then it means so much more. And that's what that song means. So
okay. Well, give the people your social network information, man, so they can hit you up and check out your music.
All right, Facebook, Iam Byrd, BYRD. Instagram, Iam_BYRD_. Twitter, same thing as Instagram, and Snapchat, Iam Byrd 2, the number 2.
And as always in closing, because we wrapping it up right now, as always in closing, stay blessed with less stress, and may one day a hustler get some rest. I'll let y'all next time.
Game got me trained, they call me the hustle man. Hustle man. Game got me trained, they call me the hustle man. The game got me trained, they call me the hustle man.